Hi everyone, and welcome. If you've been watching the stock markets lately, you've probably felt like you're on a pretty wild roller coaster. One minute things are calm, the next, it feels like a white-knuckle ride. What's been causing all this chaos? US tariffs. Potential sweeping US import tariffs sent massive shockwaves through global markets. The Dow Jones experienced one of its biggest single-day drops ever, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq plunged so hard it officially entered a bear market. That's a significant 20% drop from its recent high. As you can imagine, investors were spooked. The big worry was that these tariffs could hit the brakes on economic growth, make everyday items more expensive due to inflation, and ultimately shrink company profits. What came next wasn't a period of calm analysis. It was pure fear and greed, leading to massive volatility. Markets were bouncing around like crazy, huge losses one day, followed by massive gains the next. Sometimes, things would flip dramatically within just a few hours. There were rumors flying around, like a supposed 90-day tariff pause that turned out to be fake news, sending markets soaring, only for reality, or threats of retaliation like China hiking its own tariffs, to pull them right back down. It was like watching a reality TV show. And it wasn't just the US. The UK's FTSE 100 also experienced its own rollercoaster, and gold prices shot up to record highs as investors rushed to what they see as safe havens during uncertain times. But overall, the key word was uncertainty. When you see these huge swings, it's incredibly tempting to think, maybe I should sell. Jump out before it gets worse. But trying to time the market, predict these short-term moves, is usually a losing game. Even the professionals don't get it right consistently. Think about past crashes, like in 2008 or the COVID plunge in 2020. Did anyone perfectly time the falls and the super fast rebounds? Many who sold in a panic actually missed out on the best recovery days. And that's a key point. Missing the market's best days can absolutely wreck your long-term returns. Studies show a huge chunk of long-term gains comes from just a handful of the market's top-performing days. For example, a J.P. Morgan study found that if you stayed fully invested in the S&P 500 between 1999 and 2018, you'd have seen about a 5.6% average annual return. But missed just the 10 best days in that 20-year period. Your return would have plummeted to 2%. Miss the 20 best days, and you'd actually have lost money. And the kicker, these best days often pop up right after the worst days, exactly when fear is screaming at you to stay on the sidelines. So, that's a snapshot of the recent turmoil and why trying to jump in and out is so tricky. In our next video, we'll talk about a smarter playbook, what you can do to navigate these choppy waters, especially if you have time on your side. Stay tuned.